Hello, hello. My mic is on.
Mic's on right now. All good.
Yeah. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, Eva. How are you?
I'm great. So I'm gonna give short introduction why we are here and who we are, and then I will gladly, give a word to my guest. My name is Ieva Drazniece. I'm communication strategist and partner for businesses and professionals here on LinkedIn. How to build trusted relationships with your audience at scale. And today we are in this virtual studio of RIGA COMM, business tech conference, which will take place in Riga, October 3rd, 4th, just after 1 month. And today I have Tomass Bērziņš from WD Market in studio. And I would like to give a word to Thomas just to give a short introduction for us.
Yeah. Thanks, Eva. Thanks for introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Thomas. I'm a head of business development and e-commerce agency WD Market. I would say it's very simple what we do. We just build, develop, support, maintain, create strategies for e-commerce stores, basically help small, medium businesses to reach that first million in sales.
Million sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's not like in month or day. It's a process and it takes time, but it's possible.
I believe you very much. I remember my experience being a creative enthusiast, creating my own first e-commerce experience. This was based on a Shopify platform, but still, already then I understood that there are things you should ask professionals to help you with, and e-commerce is something that you should do together with your partners. And I think this is one of the reasons, right? You will confirm why companies choose to work with WD Market and why it's important to have this partnership feeling and partnership support system.
Yeah, so basically in the market there is a big gap. I would say it's an issue that there are a bunch of companies who provide such services as website development, e-commerce development, system development, mobile app development, and there's a saying, if you do everything, you're not very excellent at nothing, right? Like your focus is too wide. And a lot of businesses, when they go to developers, they expect them not only to develop it, but also give advices and how to increase sales, revenue, but they usually don't get it. Like they don't get it because the question is from who you will ask it, from the developer. His work is like developing, or project manager. Of course, no. Their KPIs are finished project on budget, finished project on time. Those are their KPIs. So a lot of businesses have issue that they don't even know that there's a difference between just development company and e-commerce development company, because development company is just a team who will just do everything you ask. Just, I want this thing, I want this feature, they will do it. But there is no proactivity. They only do what you ask. But here is an issue. Small, medium, for them, it's not, they can't work with these type of agencies because they're small. They don't have budget for in-house like head of e-commerce with experience, because such an employee costs a lot of money. And then they just asking a marketing agency what to do. They're asking a developer, and when they don't have this developer who can give, like, take by their hand and show this is the road, this is the way to go, it's very hard to scale. It's very hard. Yeah, when you are a very big company, you have persons in-house who know what they're doing and they know what they need, then it's different. But that's not most of the case. So what we do, we work only with e-commerce. We don't create websites, we don't create applications, because when you, as I said, when you do one thing every day, then you hear about it every day, you dream about it every day, and it's very easy to help very niche category.
Yeah, I think it's very valuable what you mentioned, and you will help me to be more specific on what helps clients or potential clients to understand how to choose how to differentiate the company from company, and how to understand what solution should be for you, or it's like agency serving everything, or it's a specialized partner serving e-commerce. And from what I've learned, you and your company, you create very wide range of content, which is really relevant for your existing clients, potential clients, for your peers in your field? And how do you see, what is the role of creating content for helping new potential clients understand how to roll this problem?
Yeah. So in terms of content, I wouldn't call it like a marketing strategy. I would call it a mission, because a lot of, as I said, in market there is a very big gap of knowledge, right? And usually companies don't know what to expect from their partners. They have one thing in mind, but reality is different. They can't reach information what helped one company, what didn't help company. So our target and the mission is to create so much content and so much information about this, so they are very knowledgeable. And it doesn't mean that they have to work with us. Even if there is another good partner, like it's competitive market, it's fine, I completely understand it. But the mission is, so like, we are afraid that by choosing not the right partner, it could cost very, very expensive, right? So the mission here about the content, which you can check on YouTube, Facebook pages, LinkedIn, is that to introduce them how e-commerce works, how to choose the right platform, how to choose the developer, right? Because a lot of companies have, I wouldn't say bankrupted, but they are in very difficult situation, because their partner offered them e-commerce platform, which is, for example, very expensive to maintain and to develop, but company hasn't grown yet to that level to afford that platform, and then they don't have any liquid cash to invest in marketing, in business development. Everything is just going in maintenance, and it's just not right. So I believe it's very important to educate companies. Maybe that information will help understand somebody that maybe they even shouldn't start e-commerce, because it's expensive, it's not easy. Like, we don't live in COVID time when you just create an e-commerce store, your legs are on the table and sales are coming in. It just doesn't work that way anymore. It's hard. And the more competitive market, the more difficult it is, the more expensive to acquire customer. And if you don't have that information from the start, which platform, how to optimize expenses, and how to present your product, because each person who you paid to visit your store didn't bought, is lost. So yeah, that's the mission for the content.
Yeah, and I think it's important to understand what you want from your e-commerce and
Yeah,
who you are. Like, you can buy flip-flops and you can go for a walk on a beach. You can buy, I don't know, sneakers, and you can comfortably walk the street. But maybe you are
exactly.
up to running in some forest trails, and then you need specific, very professional footwear. So this is also relevant for the companies to understand where they are, what are the goals, and choose the tools and partnerships specifically for their needs. And
Exactly.
what I love, what I learned about your company, is also that you provide this consulting partnership approach. Maybe you can share a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I would say that's a game changer between competition, because, as I said, development companies doesn't provide such a service at all. And then there are a few companies that offer this consulting strategy, but it's quite expensive. So our approach to this is very good for both sides. So basically, each client we work with has their own e-commerce consultant, which basically will show you what to do, what not to do. You can call him, you can write in WhatsApp, you can meet it online or in the office, and give recommendation or provide plan. Look, this is what we need to do. This is what you need to do, because it's not only developers part. It's always also the other part, the company. They also need to put some work in, and usually, yeah. And that consultation is completely for free. Like, you don't have to pay anything for it. And then there's a question, but there should be something hidden, or how does it work? And the answer is very simple. If our recommendations and our ideas will help you make more orders, make more revenue, sales, it just makes sense that you will want to invest more in the e-commerce. So it's also a job for us. So
Yeah.
our interest is that you grow, because usually a lot of companies pay money for information and nothing changes, and then just lose interest in that. But when we see that we from our side as a business benefit only when customer makes money, which I believe he's very
Yeah.
interested in, I see it's a win-win situation for both sides.
Yeah, until you cannot help customer, grow them income, it's no big use of you as a partner as well.
Yeah, well, if you speak about strategy, when you make your first million, you want 5 million. When you make 5 million, you want to make 10 million. It's never enough. It's a business, right? But there are also things, not only from sales perspective. You can also automate sales processes. You can automate fulfillment. There's a lot of back-end things where you can optimize things where maybe it's not correct to say, but fire somebody, optimize with some technologies to fire somebody. Sorry, it's just the century we live in right now. But from the business perspective, the more automation, the less expenses, more scalable it is. And yeah, one is sales part, another one is also the back end, which a lot of companies also struggle with because there's an issue with integrations. A lot of things back end also there are problems in this industry.
But I think it's also relevant when it comes to your company and you as well as a partner, Tomass, because I recall from our conversation prior this live, you mentioned about process optimization, that this is very important for yourself. And I think it's just a benefit for client when your partner is, very up to date how to optimize process so you can be more, efficient and effective for your partnerships for your clients as well with the how you serve, right?
Yeah, it's the same. I believe that the systems are the future. The systems is how you create effective team. The systems is how you create a scalable companies, and it's the same for the e-commerce. A lot of companies laugh or not still make a lot of PDF invoices by hand. There's a lot of e-commerce stores where are big companies still they look like made in 2008, and still a lot of issues. Even when you think that technologies are improving, everything is so new, there are still a lot of old school stuff there. And I believe that you can fix it. For example, our mission is also mission for the, if we go question back for the content, is to show that Latvia has ability to conquer also worldwide e-commerce. Yeah, so there's a lot of platforms also helping that with logistics, stuff like that, because from our experience, clients we have who do international shopping more than here. So there's a potential for a lot of products. All the thing that is missing is information. That's it.
I agree, and I just wanted to ask you, because I love the information you gave me about how you came to this field. It was tell me your story if you agree to share.
You mean in e-commerce, like in this industry in general?
Yeah, because you mentioned about growth for your client, and so it goes well together with the growth of your company and how it started and how it has been growing now.
Yeah, so it's not a typical story. I was playing in 2017. I went abroad to play professional basketball in Italy. Played there for 3 years, but there was a lot of free time, and I was just searching for opportunities to do something in IT because I liked IT. I learned some programming, but I wasn't good at it. But I just liked it, and I thought I could maybe find some small jobs to, I don't know, earn some little income more and see if there's a future. And then one day, my co-owner right now, Waldis, just was searching for a help, like for an assistant. I was a young guy who just didn't know anything. I just wanted the opportunity. Just I want to help. I will work for free. It doesn't matter. And that's how we started. Then the COVID happened. Italy was one of the most, like the worst situation in Europe. All the international players sent back home to Latvia. And that moment, I noticed that we were working too, and then we see that just tasks and projects came more and more and more, and I see potential there. And from 2 persons we grow. Now the number is changing, about 18 to 20 persons right now, the team. And also we started as a development who does everything. Everybody starts that, like everybody do that, because if you for example start in Latvia, the market is too small to only niche. I think you need to get broader clients and then you niche. And then we understood that e-commerce is where long-term partnerships are, because it never stops. For websites you make it and usually nothing changes, and that you need to search for new projects. But in e-commerce, new sales, new markets, everything, like it's a long-term partnership. And then you notice that there is a big gap of knowledge. There are only few persons, and for example, in our country, Latvia, who is very knowledgeable in e-commerce, but they're very expensive and they cannot afford them. And then they go to very cheap development labor. And at the end, the e-commerce doesn't work. It breaks down after every update. Everything's bad. So I noticed that there is a very, very big gap of knowledge. And right now we are working more than 150 stores. And also a lot of people, how you can consult, how do you know what's better and stuff like that? Because first of all, you see everything what's happening to your clients. We check up, see, and also every lead or potential client who ever came to conversations and maybe we didn't work together also gave his story, gave his experience. So basically every day is just new stories, new experiences, what happened, because our interest is also get that information from different industries. Maybe for furniture works that, maybe for electronics works that, and you get all this knowledge. And then there are systems, then you all this put on the paper. It's very boring work, but you put it, and then you can hire or get a team who can, because I cannot consult everyone. It's just impossible, right? And then you have everything like in systems, and you get new guys or girls who can just like do the same thing to the clients when they become more and more and more. Yeah.
So it's something like script for the client situations.
Yeah, it's a script. What do you do in certain situations? What works in specific markets? Payment methods? Where are fails recorded? Of course, you don't tell the client who was the company and how much money they made. It's confidential. You can't do that. It's no. But you can just say, look, this industry, these markets, there are things that work like that. There are things that work like that. And that's it.
Yeah. This reminds me of my another e-commerce experience when I was as a customer service partner for a growing Latvian e-commerce brand, and this tight relationship with customer tickets. It really helps build up communication with your clients, as well as help IT, e-commerce, and marketing departments to evolve the product and the systems. That's true.
This is a relationship business. It's just a relationship. If you we focus on relationships because a good relationship and a good partnership is better for everyone and also cheaper for the business to scale. Because if you don't do good to your current clients, the referrals just won't come. You will need to pay to acquire new ones. New ones are getting expensive and expensive. That's why you are just interested to provide a good service. And if there sometimes happens some things that maybe can make a conflict, you speak about it, you resolve it. And if something doesn't go well, both parties has to sacrifice something, right? I don't see it only like one part is bad or other part, but I believe in IT, which is very complex industry where you use third-party platforms and third-party plugins where you can control a lot of things. And I believe when you are like open and honest and also tell, look, this is the situation, but not to keep silence and just disappear as a lot of our industry companies do. If something doesn't go well, they just disappear, doesn't respond to messages, and then everything is just getting more worse. That, good partnership, good relationship, and just make the first million. That's the goal.
That's a good promise, but share some more. I wouldn't want to ask who is your client, more maybe whom you can be helpful. What is the range, the spectrum of your partners, your potential clients?
The perfect fit is a company who is a retailer who sells online. It shouldn't be a company who wants to develop a new store. They maybe can have already one existing. And as I'm always saying, it's great that you have already one. Means we already skipped the most difficult part, which is developing it, the months of developing it. So now we can just only focus on the sales, average order, like all these things that matters when you launch the store. And usually it doesn't matter. It could be supplements, cosmetics, electronics, furniture. There are some industries that are more complex in e-commerce. For example, it's more complex to sell expensive furniture than it's like supplements. Like there are just industries where it's easier to sell, where it's harder to sell. We are not good fit for maybe like one person companies who just started, and because we will just be too like expensive for them because they don't have any revenue. Like because a lot of companies they charge a lot, for example, for their services, but they charge for a small person who just started, and maybe for them the best option would be maybe create like e-commerce by themselves on Wix, or there's platform like Mozello. Maybe it's a good start. But when you like, there's this is a big problem also in the industry, that you don't read the room, how big is the company, and what type of you. Maybe it's better that you don't make them an offer, because a lot of them watch just only, I want to like make a project, make money and stuff like that. It's not. That's why this industry is so complex and not good situation. Yeah.
Don't sell flip-flops to a runner and
yeah, exactly. So basically any company who are planning to develop I would say serious store, the perfect fit if you want to sell internationally, because that's where the expertise will come in.
Great. And speaking of your expertise, I know that we're gonna meet you quite soon. I'll just put the ticker. It's gonna be RIGA COMM, business technology fair, which is gonna take place in Riga. It's gonna take place 2 days, 3rd and 4th October. But I know that you, Tomass, are having your panel on the e-commerce conference, which is on the 3rd October. And for the closure, just maybe give us some hint where we can find you today and so on.
Yeah, so as you said, we will be at RIGA COMM. We will have our booth. You will be able to come speak, just to communicate about your situation, or what are you interested in terms of developing or increasing sales for e-commerce. And also, I will be a speaker for in the 3rd, I think, October, where I will give a very small hint of information of how you actually build product pages, because that's the main place where you create an offer. A lot of them focuses on checkout and cart, which is not wrong, but they don't decide to buy in checkout. They decide if they want to buy that product in the product page, and a lot of them are in very bad situation. So if you cannot wait, you can also contact in LinkedIn or in our website, wdmarket.com or .lv for the local ones. LinkedIn, very easy. Here's the name, Tomass Bērziņš. Yeah, and can't wait to tell you guys a story and how you can actually make a small changes that can make a very big impact.
Awesome. I appreciate you, Tomass, for joining me today, and thank you everyone who is watching with us live and who will see this conversation in recording. And see you soon in next conversations coming up already on Monday, September 9th. And goodbye for today.
Yes.